Hey guys, Miss Tracy here, and we are back on 76, and we're doing another camp tips and tricks video. So I've already got one for you. I'll make sure I put a link at the end of this video to that one. You should definitely check that out. I have lots of good tips on there, but in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to start with one I've been asked for a lot since showing off Black Apocalypse's build that had this done in it. So ignore that stupid foundation back here. It's not actually here. It's just glitched out and won't go away on my screen. So I have set of 4 foundations set up here, and I was able to put the walls up. Well, here, let me show you. Okay, so when I put up the doorway, I just twisted it with the triggers on the Xbox and just turned it so it would be on the inside here. And then now I'm going to take the garage door. This should work with the red rocket door, but I don't have that one. And we're just going to kind of place this on the inside of the wall. Oop, it doesn't want to work very well. Come on. There we go. All right, and now we should be able to scrap these. And now once I power that, they'll open just fine. Here, let me set that up real quick. Okay, I'm about to hook up the power here. I don't have a switch set up, so you're just gonna have to see what happens when I attach the wire. Okay, it was really glitchy, but there we go. Okay, that's not supposed to look like that, but that's just because Fallout's being buggy for me today. Ta-da! So if I scrap that, shut off the power, and close up your doors. So again, thanks to Black Apocalypse for teaching me this trick. It looks pretty sweet. And we'll move on. So ignore my Mirelurk who's just glitching around here because it's the only structure I have down so far in this camp. So he's just kind of hanging out right here. So I've learned that once you put stuff underwater, it seems to be that you can't highlight it and move it again. So just a heads up before you do any of these underwater tricks I'm going to show you. So maybe somebody knows something I don't, and we'll post in the comments, and I'll put it in the next video on how to move stuff once it's totally submerged, but I can't seem to highlight it, and I have no idea how to get around that. In the meantime, someone was asking how you can put stuff on a foundation that's underwater, because you can't. Right here, you can see, cannot place item, must not be placed in water. However, if you put stuff on a foundation that's above water, and then move it underwater, I'm going to do this, and this one's going to be glitched too. Now that cat is underwater. Now I can't highlight this dang thing, so I'll put up another one and show you. You can put it further underwater. Put the cat up there. Take this. Oops, what'd I do? Flag. Move down here, and I'm going to put it totally underwater. There, now he's a catfish. Huh. Wow, sorry, that was bad. There you go. You can't move it. I mean, maybe you can move the cat. I can't seem to highlight the cat either, though. So make sure that when you do put stuff underwater, you are absolutely positive it's where you want it to go. Otherwise, you're going to have to move your camp to move it again. So I've seen a lot of people using foundations to make pools. So make sure that you have like your deck that's above the pool slightly elevated out of the water and not underwater. This way you can pick it up and move it and like put lights on it if you need to. Like put this up, put a light on the side. I don't have electricity, so just ignore that. And then you can put it back in the water. Again, making sure you have it above water so you can highlight it again. There you go. Now you can have a pool with underwater lighting. Make sure if you're building underwater, you pay attention to where people spawn in when they come to your camp to do your vending machines. And if possible, have a rad shower up out of the way so people don't accidentally walk into it and lose their rads if they're doing a buddy build, but so that people have something to get rid of the rads they get if they land in water when they travel to your camp. Otherwise, that's all I have for water tips, so we'll move on. Okay, I did mention the whole rug thing in the last video, but since they're so amazing, I'm going to show you them in action. So you can see I'm trying to place down this item right here. I can't place it. It says intersecting with an existing object. It won't let me place it. So what I'm going to do is put down a rug first. Right there. There we go. Put it on the rug. Ta-da! So rugs can be used in a lot of different ways where you can use them to glitch things into places where it's not supposed to be. Now, if the rug was sticking out through the bottom, I could pick up the rug and move this item around. It would pick up both things. So again, rugs are amazing. You can use them for all kinds of stuff. So we'll continue on. Okay, this one was actually taught to me by Tillis. I think that's how you say his name, this guy here. And I'm going to show you first what he shared with me because it looks way cooler than what I'm about to do. So if you see his display cases, he's got stuff on the walls behind there, but he has other stuff on display, right? It looks like it, like the globe and the statue, punch bowl and whatnot. So I'm going to show you how to actually do that. So I've got it set up here, little lag there. So what you need is a bookshelf. I had to put the bookshelf on a rug because I'm working in a greenhouse. But you need to put a rug under a display case. And once you have it set up the way you want it, you're just going to take the rug. Oh, ignore this. Hold on. Okay. So I'm going to take the rug. And if you go to move the rug and the rug moves, you don't have it far enough back. So like if I had it out here, the rug might just take out. Yeah, see like that? So you need to have it further down. And again, this rug trick works for a lot of stuff. Taking things, picking them up with the rug and then moving them where they need to go. We're just going to go over here. And I found that it's easier if you kind of like slide it from the front because it's a little tricky to work with this. So I'm just going to line it up the way I want it. It's being difficult because it's like stuck on this one. Hold on. Ta-da! And now it looks like these items are also on display. So, I mean, obviously you're limited to the things you can put up in your camp, but it looks pretty sweet. Now you can do a lot more clutter in there. I just did something kind of small so you guys could see. Otherwise, we'll move on. Okay, I'm interjecting here because I'm going to give you a little bit more of a tip. I know I just kind of finished that one, but I've been working with these a little bit more since I'm making that little clip, and I got to tell you, I'm having some trouble. So if you go up here and you try to like put it on there and it's just doing red or it's doing green like above there, sometimes it won't work. I found that, and this is really weird, this works, stepping really far away and then grabbing it like from a distance where you can just barely grab the rug and then trying to do it gives it more of a chance to be green. And I also found it better to empty the display case once you know like where the stuff is going to set. It seems to want to place better if it's empty. And even then I'm still getting this can't place, can't place, can't place. So I'm going to keep messing with it, but I think that my painting in the background is actually in the way now. It's being very, very tricky. So this does work sometimes, kind of mashing the button, hoping that it'll place. Also, if you're having trouble like I am with this painting, you can move them a little further back on the rug. And sometimes that helps. I've done a couple more of the display cases. Now, the disco ball and the clock in there, you can't actually do that anymore. I don't know why. They won't let you hang lights on the inside anymore. But I was still able to do it like over stuffing here. But I couldn't do it right here. And I think that's because the ground's a little uneven here. And like I couldn't even get it to turn green without moving my toilet, even though the toilet wasn't even in the way, which is a weird sentence. So it does work, but it's super, super tricky. And then, of course, you never know when they're going to patch it. And I will post in the comments if they do patch some of the stuff I talk about in here. Otherwise, now we'll actually move on. So if you try to just put a foundation down, I mean, maybe there's a way to angle it right in here. Oh, look, you can kind of line it up here. But I'm going to show you a different way anyway. But you can't, like, put it here because this picnic table's in the way and you can't quite get it underneath. So what I'm going to do, you can already see probably, is I put a foundation lined up as straight as I can on the outside. Probably straighten that a little more. And then I'm going to snap a floor to it. Now it still looks a little crooked, so I'm just going to straighten that. That's pretty straight. There you go. Now you can keep snapping floors in here. And then you can build walls. Because there's a floor here. Okay, maybe not right there because that stuff's in the way, but you can build it right here. And then you can still highlight it and move it. And also, you can also replace. It's Y on Xbox once you go to scrap. And you can change it to whatever cool flooring you want down here. And now your pavilion has a whole other look. So this is a pavilion I did up above Flatwoods. Actually, Black Apocalypse showed me a really good build over here. I think there's another pavilion up the hill right there, and I've seen people build there too. But basically, if you're trying to build floors in a place that's already got a bunch of stuff in it like this is the best way to do it with snapping. Using this trick, you can build in a lot of other places too, like underwater and over extractors and stuff. So yeah, we'll move on. All right, this time I'm going to talk to you guys about cycling lights. Now, I did mention them in the last video, and I was putting them in the vending machines. But a lot of people are like, where do you get these lights? And I guess not many people know. They actually are just under the assorted lights plan. And when you go in your menu here, ignore my Meyer Lurk, he wants to be center of attention. They're just in here under the rest of the lights. The only thing is they don't look like they're colored lights. So when you place them like that, they do nothing. You actually have to wire them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire them to these machines. And then I'm going to move them to the machines after I pick the colors I want, because once you move them, they seem to be really difficult to like actually highlight again. So I like to have it all ready to go. Now you can use terminals to mess with the colors, but I prefer just to do it by hand. So I'm going to go ahead and connect these with the wire to the machine I want them to be connected to. Okay, now I didn't have the vending machines power because I didn't really want people over here yet because they're totally empty. But let me go ahead and connect one just so you can see. All right, now eventually I'm going to connect the rest of these machines together. But in the meantime, ignore all these cords. And you see this one's plugged in. So you actually have to get out of your menu to change the color. And you have to be able to reach it. I'm going to cycle the color. Now, don't go super fast when you go through these colors, because if you like mash the button, sometimes it'll go too fast through the ones you want, and like you'll finally hit the one you want, and then it'll accidentally go past it because you hit it too many times. So I just very slowly take my time and pick the colors I want. Okay, so now I have the color I want. I'm going to take the light, and I'm going to find a weird place to stick it somewhere on this. So it doesn't really want to stick to anything it's supposed to, but sometimes it goes like alongside of it like this. So I might end up just putting it there. Hold on. I'll stick it back there. That looks pretty cool. So there you go. You can use cycling lights wherever, but you do have to plug them in. So hopefully that explains them for you guys. Again, they are the assorted lights plan, and here they are right under lights. So this is like the first light bulb that you see in your light section. Otherwise, we'll move on. All right, we're almost done, but I just wanted to give you a couple tips about the greenhouses real quick. So they're really tricky to work with. I found it better to place them if I could place them on a foundation like that, even though it kind of makes them float. And then I built underneath them to kind of look like they're on top of something. But just in case you guys haven't noticed, they've actually added just the cover so that you can place stuff down and then place the cover over it like on a foundation instead. So just in case you guys didn't notice that, it seems to come with it if you've already bought the pack. And you can only put 3 of these up per camp. Otherwise, I definitely have a lot more tips in that first video. If you haven't checked that out, I'm not just being your typical YouTuber. I really actually do recommend you check out those tips. Building in Fallout is very tricky. Hopefully this video helped you out. I'll start writing down some more for the next one. I'm sure I'm going to have another one eventually. There's still a lot of things that are broken with the building and a lot of things that we can kind of break more to make it look cool. So leave me some comments. Let me know what you think of this video, and we'll see you guys next time.